The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, broadcasting nationwide. Have a question? Want to make a comment? Call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. That's 866-825-5486. Or you can send us an email, tom@guntalk.com. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
Wait a minute, I'm marching over here. Left. Okay, I'm back with you here. It's difficult sometimes having to keep track of all this, you know. Hey, welcome. I'm Tom Gresham. It's called Gun Talk because, well, that's what we do. We're going to talk about guns and shooting and the shooting sports and, you know, the guns you like, the ammo you like, where to get it, how to store it safely, how to shoot safely, how to present yourself well to the public so that you become an ambassador for the shooting sports and for honest, responsible, law-abiding people who own guns. You know, like the 99.9% of us who own guns. Unfortunately, the media likes to focus on the other part of it. By the way, the media also, they engage in subtleties, trying to move public opinion. It's not accidental. When U.S. News and World Report makes a story, and they say something about so-called Second Amendment rights. Well, clearly what they're doing is they're saying, well, you know, some people believe that there's a Second Amendment and there's a right to guns, but not everybody does. So they put quotes around it, so-called Second Amendment rights. I guess what they're doing is they're using their so-called First Amendment rights. Yeah, so-called First Amendment rights. And then you've got the one where, interesting little triangulation that they do. They say, well, Americans have purchased more guns over the last few years out of fear because Barack Obama was elected. Of course, making the triangulation, trying to conflate that people who would be afraid of or not like the first black president would go out and buy guns, thereby demonizing, marginalizing gun owners. It is an ongoing process, and it can move public opinion. It's one of the reasons we always have to stand up and say, no, that's bogus, that's a lie, that's dishonest. We created the Truth Squad to do exactly that. You, me, us. Our slogan is very simple. No lie is left unchallenged. And the premise of that, where that comes from, is the idea that a lie that is left unchallenged becomes the truth. If they just throw it out there and nobody challenges it, everybody goes, yeah, well, okay, yeah. I've heard it so many times it must be true. Epidemic of gun violence. Yes, I know. Gun violence, this epidemic we're having. Because I've heard it in the media so often. It's like wallpaper. I don't see it. It's like background music. I don't hear it. I just know that there's an epidemic of gun violence, except it's not true. Except that gun violence is down more than 40% over the last 20 years, according to the U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics. Gun violence, gun crime is down almost half in only 2 decades. How do you equate that to an epidemic of gun violence? Well, you don't, unless you want to convince people that they must do something. We must do something about this epidemic of gun violence, which, as we know, doesn't exist. It is part and parcel of the culture wars that are ongoing constantly in the media, references to firearms. In the media, see how in movies, how hunters are portrayed. I go back as far as Bambi. Hunters are the bad guys. I told you, I'm sure you remember when I turned down my one and only opportunity to be in a movie. It was the only one time I've ever got a shot at it. They were doing a movie locally. I think it was, if I remember right, it was Francis Ford Coppola's sister or daughter. Anyway, what they needed was somebody who could have heads on the wall, animal heads, and be the bad guy with a gun, and he's checking his hunting rifle out. I think they wanted me because they knew I had a gun. They didn't have to pay for anybody. But as I read the script, it was clear that what they were doing as they panned the room, the way they showed that I was a bad guy, that this character was going to be an assassin, he's going to be disreputable and horrible, is because he had a hunting rifle and because he had heads on the wall, that therefore automatically qualified him for the bad guy role. When I talked with the director, or actually it was probably the casting person, I said, I just can't be involved in a bigoted thing like that. Yeah, animal heads on the walls, yes. Deer, elk, because I had those. They wanted me to bring my own animal heads. I said, I just can't be a part of a bigoted movie like this. He goes, what? What's bigoted? What? I said, you are portraying a group of millions of people as being evil simply because of a pastime that they engage in. He said, what? What are you talking about? I said, well, you're saying that hunters are all bad, and being a hunter makes you an assassin. It's kind of like this long pause. I said, you must think that everybody in the country thinks that if you own a gun, you're a bad person. He said, well, yeah, everybody thinks that. Okay, thank you very much. I think this conversation is now over. Oh, man. Let's go to the phones. Line 2, Jim's with us out of Nebraska. Jim, thank you for your patience. How are you?
Certainly. It's good to talk to you. Enjoyed your show today. Always when you have guests, I enjoy it. Range reports. Several range reports. I purchased a new rifle, a new handgun, and a new optic. A Tub 2000 rifle, a M&P Core, the Performance Center model that's ported, and the new Trigicon RMR that's the 1 minute of angle dot.
So did you put the Trigicon, the RMR, on the Core, the M&P Core?
Well, I had another Trigicon RMR with the 3.25, the 3 1/4 minute dot. That's the one I put on the Core. Okay.
So what'd you do with the 1 minute RMR?
I put it on a single shot pistol that I have. And I shoot it on the single shot pistol because I shoot it at longer range. Ah,
okay. So you get the more precision having the smaller dot.
Yes. And both of them, even the 3.25, I shoot that at 50 yards. And they're very nice. I have 3 of them, and the only complaint I have with them is they advertise them as having audible clicks and tactile clicks. You cannot hear or feel those clicks unless you're inside a house and holding your breath.
Bank vault. Yeah. Or of course, you know what the other problem is that you and I probably can't hear stuff that younger shooters can hear now.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, the worst thing is I was at Cabela's, and they had one there, and I mentioned that, and the guy that was helping me said, "Well, I can hear it." Well, he had hearing aids, and he had them turned up. That's
okay. Fair. Yeah, there you go. That's not fair. There we go. Well, tell me about the Tub 2000 rifle.
Well, they're making them again. There was a while that they didn't make them. What to tell you? It's a rifle that it doesn't have a stock. It has a AR type butt stock that inserts into the back of the receiver, and it's I guess you'd say it was a bolt gun AR. Very nice rifle, very accurate. The reason I purchased it was that the buttstock can be configured for either a right-handed shooter or a left-handed shooter. And since I have macular degeneration in my right eye, I now have become a left-handed shooter. And I can swing everything around.
Okay, that's excellent. And of course, this was designed by G. David Tubb, noted long-range shooter, national champion, like so many times we can't even count.
No, I met Mr. Tubb at the SHOT Show, and he was showing, he had his rifle there. It was one of the first years he had it. And I always wanted one, and now I have a reason to have one. And
there you go.
so,
I appreciate the range reports, and I hate to cut you off, but we got so many people stacked up. But people are now calling in like crazy. It's kind of like everybody wants to wait till the last hour to get in here. So we'll do that. I'll tell you what, first let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back. If you'd like to join us, 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
To be truly protected, if you use your firearm in self-defense, you need to carry more than just a gun. You need to carry firearms legal protection. If something happens, you get the very best legal representation. So protect your family. Add your financial security for less than $10 a month. Learn more at firearmslegal.com. That's firearmslegal.com. If you're going to carry, you better carry firearms legal protection.
If you're gonna carry, you better carry firearms legal protection.
Brownells has always given you an advantage. With their huge selection of forever guaranteed gun parts, ammunition, shooting accessories, and more. And now, they're offering you the Edge. For just $49.95, Brownells Edge covers your standard shipping and any return shipping cost for 1 year. Brownells Edge members also receive discount expedited shipping and exclusive offers. Get the Edge today by visiting brownells.com/edge.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
All righty, back with you. Let's continue with the range reports. Let's drop down and pick up line 3. Dave's with us out of Oakland, Michigan. Hello, Dave. You're on Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. I just wanted to tell you that the GT20 is wonderful. That's probably not something that you don't already know, but I had it out over the weekend and had some friends shooting it, and everybody likes it. I have to say it might even be more of a favorite than the 1911.
Well, I got to tell you, I love the 1911, and we did the GT10 some years ago, and it was a 10 millimeter 1911. But I think the SIG P220 that we did up as a GT20 to commemorate 20 years on the air for Gun Talk, we created this gun. I think it's better. I think it shoots better. I think it's more accurate, and I think it handles the recoil better. And that's one of the things I want to ask you about, because that's what I keep hearing from people is how well it seems to handle the recoil.
Well, I have to agree that it handles recoil wonderfully. I was giving it to a friend of mine who was a woman to shoot yesterday, and I warned her. I told her the story about, the folklore, I guess, about how the FBI had it first and then went to the 40 caliber because it was too hard to handle. And she looks at me and she says, "So?" And she goes and shoots it, and it's like nothing to her. So
yeah, it's such a nice gun. It's balanced so well, and it's got the weight out there where it needs to be. It's just, it's a nice pistol. And I know people are hearing us talk about it, and they're saying, "Yeah, but you've already cut off the sales." Okay, yeah, that's true, but if you really wanted one, if you called Dury's or checked in with the folks at Dury's, there may be one laying around. I think they had 2 or 3 people who backed out of their deals. Everybody had to pre-order these. So Durys.com, Durys.com. If you say, okay, I've heard enough, I missed out, I didn't get in on the GT20, give them a call, ask them. I don't know for sure, but I know that there were some people who said, gee, I put in my order, but I'm not going to wait. So it's okay. We send them the money back, not a problem. But everybody that has their GT20s just, like this, they're going, wow, this is a great pistol. Yeah. Did you think that I was going to bring you a lousy pistol? That's not going to happen. So pretty happy about that. So that is terrific. Let me do this. I'm going to bring in a friend of mine who he said, hey, I'd kind of like to call you from Australia. David Brown is now calling in. Hey, David, how in the world are you?
Good morning and happy 4th or 6th.
Well, happy 4th for you. It's our Independence Day. It's not yours, but I appreciate the happy wishes.
Well, you should know it's our home away from home over there.
Yeah, I know. You get over here. David is an airplane aficionado, bonanza guy like me, and also a shooter. So we always have a lot of things to talk about. But you told me that you've been doing a fair amount of shooting. You have like range reports for us from down under. So I would love to get those.
Yeah, something a little bit different besides our rifle shooting, and we took up pistol shooting, as you might be aware, this year, my wife and I. And we saw the Rossi Circuit Judge, which is an unusual rifle-shotgun combination. Mm-hmm. And as you know, gun laws down here are a bit crazy, and in some states, Western Australia and New South Wales, they're banned. So my wife looked at it and said, that's a good-looking gun, and it's banned in New South Wales. We've got to have one. So
okay.
that wasn't a good enough enabling excuse, so off I went and bought one of these with a Redfield red dot and laser, and would make a great rifle to be carrying through the thick scrub when we go pig hunting. But we took it up to Mum's farm and gave it a bit of a shot at some targets and put some shot through it, as well as some critical defence, quantity critical defence, and as well as the 45 Colts. And hey, for a short-range rifle shotgun, what a great thing.
It's, for those who don't know, it is a revolver in a rifle form with a stock and a longer barrel, but it's essentially the Taurus Judge kind of setup. Am I correct?
As best I can tell, yes. I think that's what has the authorities down here concerned, that it's easily turned into something a little bit cut down. But yeah, it's a great little rifle. It's obviously not shooting a very high velocity, even with a 45 caliber projectile. So it's very low recoil in a rifle format. For us, we're not allowed to have things for self-defense like in the US, but it would make a great home weapon for someone in the US. But certainly chasing pigs in thick scrub and you come across one at close range, I'm hoping it's going to make an excellent close range rifle.
Sounds like a fun deal to me, I guarantee you. So what else you been shooting, David?
Well, we're off to Blackhall in Western Queensland this coming weekend for a pistol shooting competition. Blackhall's got a population of probably about 1,000 people or so, up near where my daughter lives in Longreach. So that'll be a good weekend of rimfire and ISSF competition, as well as some centerfire competition. So good excuse to get out in the aeroplane and fly about 2.5 hours west of the coast into the outback.
The things we do to go shooting. Sometimes it makes no sense, but that's what makes it so much fun.
I'm not sure which of my hobbies it justifies, the shooting or the flying. Pick one. Doesn't work. Doesn't matter if the other one works if one doesn't.
It doesn't matter. I always tell people, I say, look, you're going to spend. People say, well, how much does it cost to get into this? I said, all you got. You're going to spend everything you have when you get into a hobby. There's no such thing as an inexpensive hobby anyway. So we're just going to spend what we have on it. What else is the money for anyway?
Well, I think in the firearm industry down here, which is probably a far smaller per capita industry, they need every bit we can give them. So I'm doing my bit.
Well, good deal. Now, you also told me that you've been spreading the word about GUNTALK down there, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think through the internet forums that exist down here, been giving it a bit of a plug. In fact, it'll be interesting to see if any feedback comes back after this phone call. But a few of the guys down here have cottoned on to the program, and the feedback is always 2 thumbs up. So you're doing a good job, even for the folk down under. And as you know, we've got some ridiculous restrictive legislation down here that clearly has helped the countries like Canada and the US and New Zealand, because all your gun fatalities have been dropping just because we introduced laws in '96. And if you can make sense of that,
all right, if you can make some sense of that, go ahead. Exactly. That's the way some of them think. It's so bizarre. So there you go. But the point, I guess the final point I would want people to understand is that there is shooting in Australia. You can have some guns, but they did restrict a lot of them.
Yeah, everything restricted down here is typically semi-auto rifles, so bolt-action rifles, not so much a problem. Pistol shooting, however, is limited to range only. So, you can't even carry it around with you. You're not really meant to take it into work to show your buddies or anything like that. If it's not in your safe at home, it's on the range. But I think, we just need to keep educating folk down here, and things might change.
There you go. David, thank you for your call. That is a seriously long-distance call halfway around the world. And I appreciate that. Keep us posted on what's going on down under, my friend. You take care. Keep the shiny side up. All righty. That's a long-distance range report, but we don't have to go that far. I bet you've got one for us. You've been out shooting. What have you taken out there? Have you taken any friends out? I love the stories of people who took a friend out and introduced them to shooting. That is fabulous. When we come back, we'll have, how about a report of taking a 93-year-old out for her first time to shoot? We're going to have that when we come back. 866 Talk Gun.
You're listening to a special 4th of July weekend edition of Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, the #1 national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
I mentioned that for the 4th of July yesterday, we had a bit of a party over at the house, kind of extended family and friends, and I was just thinking about that. The ages ranged from 2 years old, to a lovely lady, sharp as a tack, who tomorrow will celebrate her 96th birthday. Now, that's a range. And she was the 2-year-old is her great-granddaughter. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Well, speaking of that, line 4, Mike's with us out of Nashville, Tennessee. I cannot wait for this range report. Mike, what did you do?
Hey, Tom, how are you doing? I had the good pleasure of meeting you when you were here for NRA. I know it was a highlight of your trip.
It was, absolutely.
It's good to talk to you. Anyway, your encouragement of taking people to the range, first-time shooters. We were talking about some match I had just done. I was talking about it with my mother, and I thought, well, I'm taking you to the range tomorrow, Mom. And she will be 94 in September. And this is the first time she has shot. And her report is it was, quote-unquote, a blast. She had such a good time. I tried to set it up. I was obsessed about setting it up to be a fun outing for her. So I was off on Monday. I knew nobody would be at the range. If they had been, I would have asked them just to wait. Shot a buck mark, suppressed buck mark, and set up the target for her at 2 yards. And as I was telling Michelle, she wasn't doing too good with the sight, so she had a point shoot. But she hit the 8-inch target 9 times out of 10, just barely outside it on the 10th, and just kept raving about how much fun she had. If I wasn't as obsessed with the safety rules, I was far more nervous about it than her. And walking her through these and practicing at the house with my dry fire cert pistol and just walking her through these rules over and over, getting her to repeat them to me, I would have remembered to just bring balloons, as you've recommended, so she could get that instant gratification. But you know what? Next time.
Next time. That's right.
Just one brief comment on the aftermath, something I wasn't even thinking about. So I posted pictures of her at the range on Facebook, the target, getting to meet my friend, the gunsmith, and just like anyone, I've got family and friends of every political extreme and weighing on both extremes of take on guns. And there was not one negative comment. Everybody, no matter what their political bent was just raving about how wonderful it was that she was doing that. So,
how terrific is that?
Open some other doors, too.
That is wonderful. I love the way you set it up. Okay, we're going to use a 22 rimfire. Then we're going to go suppressed. Now we're going to shoot it at 2 yards, 6 feet. So we're going to guarantee success because, it's like beginning fishermen don't want to fish. They just want to catch. And beginning shooters don't want to shoot. They want to hit something. So that's what you did. You set it up so that she would guarantee have some success with that. A huge gun talk attaboy for you. 93-year-old mother, first time shooting. And let me tell you, she may have had a blast, but you can tell in his voice, Mike had the best time out there. And that's what I keep telling you. You will have so much fun when you take somebody to the range for the first time. They go, wow, this is great. And then they turn around and look at you and say, can I do it again? Absolutely. I'll keep loading magazines. You keep shooting. We're building new shooters, one range session at a time. 866-TALK-GUN.
The world can be a dangerous place. Gear up with the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Equipping your firearm with laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com and receive a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge. Crimson Trace.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Battle Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have GunDealio, the free app for your smartphone. GunDealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get GunDealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with GunDealio. GunDealio.com.
Introducing the Ruger Free Ammo and Mag Giveaway. There's never been a better time to buy the compact and perfect for personal protection Ruger LCP, or the fun and inexpensive to shoot Ruger SR22. Because for a limited time, you can buy any new LCP or SR22 pistol and get free ammo and an extra mag. Act now and buy the gun you love and get the ammo and extra mag you need for free from Ruger.
All right, back with you, 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. Or you can shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. And don't forget, of course, we've got Twitter running over there. I am at GUNTALK on Twitter. And look for GUNTALK Media on Facebook, where you can join a gazillion people on Facebook. A lot of ways to stay in touch. But if you want the news feed, if you want to know what's going on day to day, what's happening out there, news reports, self-defense, gun uses, stories about the Second Amendment, then you really want to be on Twitter. Follow me. I'm at GUNTALK on Twitter. I'll feed you those stories. Line 2, Paul's with us out of Minnesota. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good. I just wanted to know what you think of a Baker shotgun with Damascus barrels.
Well, it's a double-barrel shotgun. What do you want to know?
I want to know what you think, if they're worth anything. I kind of found one that I haven't bought yet, but I'm thinking about it, and I want to know if it's worth the money.
Well, nobody can tell you what it's worth the money. That's one of the questions that it's unanswerable. Is it worth it to you? Then it's worth it. I see them listed anywhere from $300 to $3,500. Do you want to shoot it? Do you want to collect it? That's the first question.
Probably collect it.
Okay, well, that helps because now we don't have to worry about the shootability of the gun. Next up, if you're a collector, are you a collector of double-barrel shotguns?
No, not really, but this gun is in probably 70% condition, and I think the price is low, what he's asking, from what I saw in the blue book.
How much is he asking?
$4.
Yeah, buy it.
Okay.
I mean, how hard can you get hurt on this one? It's not going to be that bad. I mean, if it's in great condition, you buy it. Even if all it is it ends up being a wall hanger and it looks cool, it's worth $400 for that. At least it would be to me, because it's just a cool old gun. And if it is truly an original 70%, then I think you're making a good deal, and there could be some investment value in it.
Okay.
I think you're good to go. I go buy it, man.
I will.
All right, appreciate the call. All right, as if I'm going to tell somebody not to buy the gun. Come on, really. Line 1. Gary, Carlisle, Arkansas. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Gary. Yeah. Hey there.
I'm interested in a night vision scope from ATN. Do you like their scopes?
I do. I've actually used their stuff, both their night vision and their thermal. I think they make high-quality products.
Well, see, I'm interested in the thermal. They got two I'm kind of interested in, but one of them's got twice the field of view as the other one. They got a 640 by 5 power by 40 zoom, and then they got the 336 9 by 36, and the 640's got twice the field of view. That's kind of one I'm leaning to, because of the field of view.
Absolutely. If you're going to be hog hunting at night, you want as much field of view as you can get. I would go with that. And thermal is like magic. It's like cheating when you're using thermal. You're going to fall in love with it. But look, I appreciate you got kind of a bad phone there, so I appreciate that. I'm going to have to move on, but I know you'll understand. Let's see. Line 3, Dave is in Astoria, Oregon, about a caliber that I like. Hey, Dave.
Yeah. My problem is, Tom, that I try to find ammunition for that 284, and I love the gun. It's a Model 88 364, and
nice.
Been a good deer and elk hunt for me, and the problem is now finding ammunition. I wonder if you had any ideas. I've called my sporting goods stores around the Sports and Warehouse. They say they just get ammunition that comes in a lot, but they don't order special ammo and
right.
Find it.
We're talking about the 284 Winchester cartridge. It's a rebated rim. It is a really good, basically the ballistics of a 280, and it's a good caliber. Short, fixing to short action. The Model 88, the lever action Winchester was a great rifle. Check online. It's hard to find 284 ammo. Now, I think, knock on wood, I think Nosler is going to bring it out at some point. I don't know if it's out yet. I checked some others. You can check Brownells, check Midway, check some places, but it's unlikely your local stores are going to have it. And even trying to order it, they're going to have problems. So I would scrounge around. You know what I would do? I would also maybe go hit some gun shows. There may be some guys that have some old ammo out there, some 284 ammo that you could pick up. So, but that's about the best I'm going to be able to offer you on that. I hope that works for you. Let's see. Line 4, Bob's with us in Tyler, Texas. Hey, Bob.
How you doing?
I am good.
Tom, I've got a question on a Spanish shotgun. A double barrel. It seems to have, looks like Spanish markings on it, but neither myself nor the guy that owns it can discern the manufacturer. We cannot find AYA or on it anywhere. And I was wondering if you could give me a source, someone I could call that would give me some I could give them a description on it, give me an idea of what the model is.
Sure.
Fish Head and Blue Book of Gun Values and Gun Trader's Guide, I haven't been able to find anything on them in either one of those publications, and you could spend 3 days on the internet trying to get information on it.
That's true. Let's see. There's a book called Spanish Best, B-E-S-T, written by Terry Whelan. If you can find a copy of that, that might help. But I tell you where I would go. I would call Brian Belinsky at Field Sport. It's a store up in Traverse City, Michigan. Brian knows virtually everything there is to know about shotguns. I can give you the phone number if you want.
Yes, sir.
All right. It is 231-933-0767, or just go to fieldsportltd.com. They are my go-to source on all things shotguns. When I have any kind of shotgun question, they pretty much know it. And they've handled enough AYA and Garby and Gruya and Ugartechera and all these other shotguns. They know or may be able to find out. They'll at least have a source and say, okay, yeah, I think that's what that is. But they, I think they'll be able to help. Besides, if you go to their website, you'll spend an hour looking at guns, which is what I always do, which I just did, which is not a good thing. Not for me anyway. But it's Field Sport, F-I-E-L-D, Sport, Field Sport Ltd, like limited. FieldSportLTD.com. You click on Gun Room. Oh, I'm doing this now. This is bad. I should not shop while I'm on the air. This is bad. Very bad, because I like the guns they have. And they even have a category for left-handed guns for people like me. So one of the things they do that I think is one of the coolest things ever, if you're looking for a used shotgun, they have the measurements of the stock on every shotgun they sell. Because, well, Brian is known as Dr. Shotgun. He's like one of the best gun fitters in the country. And so when they get a gun in, it's on consignment or they're selling these used guns. They've got double barrels and over and unders and all. And they'll have the stock measurements, the cast, the length, the height of the comb, all of that, length of pull. And if you know your measurements, you know what you're needing, then you can say, yeah, that's pretty close. I think I can work with that one. Or you look at one and go, nah, it's not going to work without getting it fitted. I mean, they can do that for you too. But if you just give them a call, they'll help you out. They are really good guys there. Besides, they got one of the coolest stores ever. Jim's been over there. He knows. In fact, we'll talk about that during the after show. It's a cool place. Shotguns. Man, I do like wing shooting. There's something interesting. Okay, let me get Jennifer in real quick. 30 seconds, line 3, Jennifer, Coos Bay, Oregon. Jennifer, help me out finding 284 Winchester.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a great tool for finding hard-to-get ammo. It's a website called ammoseek.com.
Ammoseek.com. I went there and looked. There were 0 rounds of 284 available through okay. Ammoseek.
Well, I know. Figured I'd share
but that's where I go.
It's been a good tool.
It is a good tool, and I appreciate it. Ammoseek, SEEK.com. It is a good site for finding ammo. It's just that this particular caliber is hard to find, not real popular these days. Who knows? Somebody I know is bringing out the Model 88 Winchester lever action again. How cool would that be? Maybe I'll have it 284. I'll find out.
Even though today's radio show is winding down, if you're on hold, stay there. Tom will pick your call up during the Gun Talk After Show. It's an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all coming up right after today's broadcast.
All right, back with you. I got distracted. I was over on Brian Valinsky's website, Field Sport. They had a listing for a gun I had never heard of before. A Christoph. Says it's a Belgium side-by-side side-lock, gorgeous, 26 and 28-inch barrels. This thing is stone-cold gorgeous with gold engraving and not a crazy price for what it is. So that's the kind of thing you'll find if you poke over there. You'll go, ooh, wow. And you go, yeah, okay, yeah, it's not cheap, but it's not crazy. And, so how long are you going to have it? Oh, the rest of your life and the life of your child and probably the life of your grandchild. So not a bad way to go all the way around. Let's see here. Mike, Long Island, line 3. Help me out here, Mike.
Hey, Tom, how are you today?
Great.
You know better than anyone how cartridges can have a second life. And the 284 was kind of reborn when guys started playing around with it in 6.5.
Right.
And Savage, as a matter of fact, offers all of their, F-class guns and the target guns in 6.5 by 284 Norma. So there's plenty of brass around. And if the gentleman is willing to do minimal kind of, fire forming and stuff like that, or just necking it up, he's got his brass available and he can reload.
What an interesting idea. Now, you talk about going full circle and going backwards. Originally, you would get 284, and you had to be a reloader and neck it down to make a 6.5 by 284. Now, you'd be buying 6.5 by 284 brass and necking it up to get 284.
And it's nothing radical. It's it's a few thousandths of an inch, right? A few calibers.
Right.
So I would think that would probably be the easiest way to kind of approach that.
Yeah, you'd be going from 264 to 284. That's fascinating. And Michelle is weighing in here and saying the ammo is probably seasonal, and they probably bring it out like before deer season and make a run from Winchester. So, but yeah, if you're a reloader, this certainly would be a way to go. I'm going to poke around. I think Nosler may be considering bringing out the 284. They already chambered the 6.5 by 284, but we'll find out. But hey, great idea, Mike. Now that's thinking outside the box. I would not have gone there, but I think it's a brilliant idea. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Let's see, Peter in Wasilla, Alaska on 2, continuing on the 284. Hey, Peter.
Hi, Tom. Yes, hey, it's great to talk with you. Love your show. Hey, there's a young man up here, retired from the military. I think he's in his 20s, but he's shooting a 284, and he's got a match gun, and they're shooting out to 1,000 yards, and he's just cleaning up shop with this gun, shooting burger bullets out of it, 168 grain. And I've never seen anything like it. This guy is getting this gun to shoot just amazingly well. And he's shooting against the military here on the base at Elmendorf and Richardson, and they call it J-Bear now, and he's just phenomenal.
Isn't that something? Well, the 284 is a great cartridge. We used to have actually a couple of rifles in that. My dad liked that caliber. He had a Alpha Arms. I remember the Alpha Arms, which was really great. I think he had a Winchester Model 100 in that also, if I remember correctly. But it's basically the ballistics of the 280 Remington. Great cartridge, great ballistics. All right, here's your charge. First of all, don't go anywhere because the after show is coming. You want to be sure to download that. Hey, you know what the easiest way to listen to the after show is? Get the free Gundealio app. It's available for the Android and the iPhone. You'll be able to join us for that. In the meantime, take somebody to the range this week. Do it for them. Do it for yourself and be an ambassador for the sports. Do it for all of us.